LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Christopher Titus is our guest tonight. Always good to see Chris.
Thanks for having me in, guys. I appreciate it.
We do no way.
Never had that before.
No, he's kidding. Chris can be heard without mics. Oh, turn him down.
Turn me down.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never had that before.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's going to go on for another year. No, you're good, buddy.
All right.
Don't move.
All right,
I'm
right here then.
We'll move your larynx. Right, Drew? Larynx. How do you spell that?
That was like a George Bush flub right there.
Larynx. Larynx.
Larynx.
Yeah.
But it seems like
Larynx would be that.
No, I invented what I pronounced was some sort of fireproof suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that DuPont came out with and then got sued in the 60s. Larynx.
Larynx.
I can't say it. Say it again.
Larynx.
Larynx?
Yeah.
Larynx.
Larynx.
Yeah. Larynx sounds like some sort of small animal that actually takes down gazelle.
Onyx.
With big eyes.
All right, turn Titus up. Sorry.
Speaking of that, we got the pandas humping in the zoo finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm trying to think of the best animals and the worst animals in terms of fair shake versus gotten screwed. To me, on the top of it is panda, on the bottom is pigeon. Like you think about
koala too is sort of got a weird rap. It's cute and cuddly. It's mean son of a bitch.
Isn't pandas? Yeah. Pandas are like surly and slow and sort of vicious and don't do anything you want them to do, and they sit on their ass with their feet sticking in the air, and all they do is eat eucalyptus trees all day long. Or is that the koala?
Koala.
All right, what are they?
Koala's also mean and
they
cute.
eat bamboo.
Yeah, bamboo.
All they do is eat all day, and they won't hump. No matter how much we pay them, they won't hump. And then but everyone loves them. And then, like the pigeons, they carry messages across enemy lines and stuff, and we just make fun of them.
Totally disrespected.
Flying rats.
Yeah, well.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They're fast. We use them. What the hell do we use pandas for?
Pandas can't be a double agent like a pigeon.
Oh, my God. Is there? We imagine a carrier panda in World War I? You just strap a thing to it. Go like the wind. And the panda would be like, F you, I'm eating. I'm sitting down. And don't expect me to F. Either. If you think I'm going to bang this other panda, you're sorely mistaken. I won't be doing anything.
We would be speaking German right now.
That's right. If there was carrier pandas.
Oh, my God, you're right.
That's right.
It's a chilling thought, Adam. Thanks for bringing it up.
The carrier panda. Everyone just close your eyes and imagine that horrible world. We would have lost World War I and II and possibly III. All right, so Christopher Titus is here tonight, always working on a charity. When does
not always. I hate charity.
When we see him,
I started. When I can whore the charity for the event, I come see you guys. Mm-hmm. I hate charity, so we started our own charity a couple of years ago because what ends up happening is you're a comic and they go, hey, why don't you come to this charity? So you end up going to the charity and you're standing on a picnic table next to a freaking steam table with a sneeze guard, and there's a guy with a flute next to you, and you're supposed to, and then there's a game going.
Tell me about it.
And so I just decided I wouldn't do it anymore. And comics don't like to do it, but comics are the best for charity. So what we do now is
now wait, they're the biggest draw, the best draw.
I just think it's easy. It's easy.
Give them the best show.
Yeah. And it's quick, easy. Comics are portable, very portable.
Yeah, band, you have to set up everything, and then they have roadies and stuff, and then are they donating their time because these guys are getting $9 an hour?
Well, nobody knows how to set up a comedy show either. So we started our own charity. I get the best comics. Last year we had Leno. This year we got Bill Maher headlining at the Alex Theater. We run a big theater and we do it right, so the comics want to come. Because there's a comic, I'm not going to name him, who recently did a benefit, and
Elaine Boozler.
No, well, halfway through.
I know when you're talking about Elaine.
Someone stood up and said, I'll give you $25,000 to get off the stage.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. And the guy's a really funny guy, a really edgy guy, but when you get in that charity attitude, a charity audience is the worst audience. Wow. So, by the way, if you want to go to the event, it's April 17th, 7 o'clock at the Alex Theater in Glendale.
No bids to end the act.
Yeah, if you've ever been to Muppets on Ice and thought it rocked, do not show up to this event. We got
for you.
Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, myself, and Alonzo Bowden, who won Last Comic Standing, and it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, a lot of anger on that stage.
Yeah, and
A lot
all the
of
money's going
pacing.
to a place called My Friend's Place. What I do is the Insight Youth Project is what it's called. Because Leno gave me a big lecture. It was called the Insight Project. Then Leno pulled me aside. Hey, you got to put kids in there. Put a kid name in there.
Yeah, you get kids in there, yeah.
So, we're giving. So I research a charity. This one is it's called My Friend's Place. What these guys are on the front lines. You know these guys, Dr. Drew?
Dealt with them many times over the years.
They are on the front
they're
lines
great.
of
They've been around
homeless
for a
youth.
long time.
Yeah, they are like check your weapons at the door.
They also
homeless
have
youths.
they have web sort of computers for the kids. They have clothing for them. They get
They
they
have,
have
like-
a storefront right there in Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, but like
Just off.
they open
Yeah.
their doors during the day and kids and I go, where do these kids live? And he go on the 101 corridor, and I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
straight.
hell, I live on Sherman. I live on the 101 corridor, and he points to the
Under-
bushes
under the freeway.
Yeah, he puts to the bushes next to the fence, and he goes,
Yeah.
no, that's the 101 corridor. So
Yeah.
these guys are really helping kids. And here's the other thing too. You ever read the articles where the charity like 10% of the money goes to the charity?
Oh, that's a lot.
Well,
It's
no,
usually-
we got 97% of the money. Only thing we pay for is the theater. The alcohol's donated, and we
Wow.
make money on the alcohol for the charity. All the money goes to charity. In fact, you don't even write a check to Insight Youth Project. You write a check to My Friend's Place. So it's a real charity. Balls Out Comedy Show, April 17th, 7 p.m. Now, I've heard the thing. Thanks,
I know
guys. Let's
that,
move on.
and I got to tell you, it's not a lot of lip service either, because Chris told me off the air that as far as after the money comes in, as soon as he gets a new set of rims, every penny
After that.
is going to my
And-
friend's
And
place.
not spinners either. I don't
Not
go
the
all the way
spinners.
with the $8,000.
Not the spinners. To me, the spinner. I don't know if I'll ever break down and get the spinner.
It's the bell bottom of the car world. And I think 3 years from now, we're all going to look back and notice it.
well,
yeah.
I
The polyester suit of the vehicular experience.
I agree, and have pointed out in the past that not a great rim for the brothers to put on the car, because the cop comes walking up, looks down, thinks the car's moving, just starts firing.
Yeah,
It's not. Jews could have spinners. There'd be no problem.
Especially in
with the
Los
Jews.
Angeles.
Los Angeles, that's the last thing. That's the last message you want to convey as the guy's walking, doing that wide loop around the car they do with the Dicey guys with the
Yeah.
limo tint and the triple chrome 24s on there. They see when they pull over a Jew, they walk straight. They hug the side of the car. They actually wipe the side of the sleeve along the side of the car. The brothers, they take that long, even with traffic, even on the freeway, they'll go 3-4 lanes out, swing around, still safer. Yeah,
Just
spinners.
Just clip the carpool lane and then come back to the car.
Yeah, then you step in. That's the protocol, Drew. Drew, what's up, buddy?
Good times.
Got stuff on your mind?
Oh, I do. I got to find. So listen to this. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to find somebody from our listeners
I was just looking for a yes or a no, really.
that has gotten pregnant without penetrative sex. Do you think that's possible?
Oh, you mean, do I think it's ever happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you mean, we're not talking about immaculate conception.
I was going to
No,
say,
no.
I know one.
we're talking
Yeah.
about traveling, special sperm that's made it through linen or made it through, crawled up the
I was thinking more ceiling fan. and
ceiling
hand
fan,
job.
whatever. But yeah, but the I read some. These my producers got some people lined up, and I read the
Thank you,
one like,
Christopher.
I was asleep, and my boyfriend sort of nudged me, and then he masturbated, and I was back. I thought, no, that's one of those dissociative things where they
Right.
check out, and the guy has sex with them, they just don't remember it.
But it happens.
As you and I hear all the time, they dissociate, they have sex while they're asleep, and all that weird stuff.
Yeah, well, we find that sort of I got pregnant without having sex is right up there with I got fired for no reason.
Right.
I mean, as soon as you do a little scratching, you realize he stabbed the boss with number 2 pencil days earlier, and that's what caused his dismissal.
Their perceptions are all off.
Yeah, the reality's a little screwed up.
But I challenge somebody to come up and prove to me that they've gotten pregnant without penetrative sex,
All right.
or to give me that story.
All right, but here's the thing too.
How are you going to prove that?
I know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Challenge. I'm not saying they're going to. Just
It's a challenge. The
Yeah.
Drew.
gauntlet is down.
Yeah. All right. Drew laid down the Jizzlet, everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you
Jizzlet
got-
challenge.
You got to navigate the Jizzlet challenge. I really, it's like the Jizzlet sounds like a duster mop that is like that just it challenges a conventional sponge mop to a mop off. The
Exactly.
Jizzlet versus your sponge mop, everybody. All right.
It would be the Jizzler then, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Well, the Jizzlet's a smaller one for your car interior.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cars, computers, stereo
right.
equipment, just right for camping.
And if you order the Jizzler, you get the Jizzlet.
Okay.
If you order it right now, though.
I like the guys. I like when they're trying to sell stuff for your boat in your RV, and it's like you're up at 4:30 in the morning debating whether to buy this Wonder Mop. You don't have a boat and an RV, or if you do, they're the same vehicle. You built it yourself out of CDX ply. Your wife's pissed. Boat, RV. I always get angry. I'm like, who's got a boat and an RV? They got both? Yeah.
Tommy Vu.
Tommy Vu. All right. No one knows who that is anymore. Brenda?
Anymore. They never did in the first place.
Yes, they did. Brenda, here's the thing, Drew. You don't stay up till 3 in the morning watching
a lot of people
infomercials
don't.
like I do.
Very few people do.
No, they don't. Yes, they do. Brenda,
Yes.
you're 23?
Yes.
What's up?
Well, my question is for Dr. Drew. When I was younger, I was sexually abused by my brother.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice guy. My thing is the thing he made me do was do oral sex for him.
Mm-hmm.
And now every guy that I have been with, I want to do it. I receive, I got to give it back, I want to do it, but every time it gets down to it, I just freak out. I can't do it. I get literally sick to my stomach. And I'm wondering, is there anything I can do to try and get that image out of my head?
Well, how old were you when this happened?
It started when I was about 8, and it went on till probably around 11.
How did you coerce you into this?
8 to 11, wow.
It was just, we had a very messed up family to start out with. My
Clearly.
mom's been married many times, and alcohol, everything you can think of. Little Hicktown, USA, is where I came from.
Yeah.
Wow.
How much older is your brother?
He's 5 years older than me.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 13, you're 8, and it just keeps going from there?
Yeah, and I never, our family, we weren't very close. I couldn't really tell my mom much. And then we moved away from him, and I came out to my guidance counselor because I was having lots of problems in school. And my guidance counselor got, social services and stuff.
Good.
And what ended up happening is my mom totally did not believe me. She basically told me that I was just a slut and trying to cover it up.
Yeesh.
And,
Wow.
nothing ever happened,
So
Hold
here's
on
we
a
know
second.
something happened to your mom.
But of course, she was a mess. But also Brenda heard the slut part. She didn't scream, "You're a slut."
Right.
She just she's in denial about it.
Right.
All right. I just got to say something real fast.
Uh-oh.
It's weird energy. She must have with her brother now, like
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving. and
That's
stuff.
got to be a bad family reunion thing.
I'm just
You had a bad family.
Yeah, sup. Yeah, I know. That's why I love coming on the show. I always feel better about my life when I come on this show.
My God.
Thank you. And my mom shot and killed her last husband.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking, my sister, I had a Val Surf T-shirt that one of my sister's friends ripped off when I was 13, but my sister denied it, but I knew Mindy took it from my room. That was 25 years ago. Things have never been right.
Right, between
Things
you
have
and your sister.
No, bad
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
Still weird energy.
Yeah.
Still weird. I can only imagine.
Stolen T-shirt.
Only imagine with the oral sex, it was a long sleeve T-shirt.
Just for that.
Well, it would be fair.
The point is, I can only imagine how oral sex would rank up there. On
Here's
that
the deal,
list.
Brenda. You need to avoid him and stay away from him. That's it. You shouldn't be around him at any time. Can we do that?
And
Yeah, but
But
what
I don't
about
think that's
the new guys?
I don't think that's the issue. See, here's what I have, because there's certain things in life you can just go, you know what, I have to make a decision right now that this isn't that.
Right.
That's the past that's coming back to haunt me. The problem is that in an extreme situation like that, how do you just kind of, okay, this guy is not my brother, yet
No.
it's such a traumatic thing.
Well, it
How
changes
do
your
you-
brain.
Yeah, but it changes your brain?
Profoundly.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it
Hold
changes
on.
how the brain functions.
Yeah.
Not through contact.
Not through actual direct contact. No, it's not as though the brain.
All right, listen, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, as why I'm asking too. That's why
Yeah.
change your brain got me interested.
Palate is
decided to-
soft in it.
And
young-
lobotomy, the sort of like the ice pick action through the skull.
This show's
yeah,
so
through the
wrong.
palate. Yeah, but no, the fact is that kind of trauma changes. There's many different ways there can be change, and fundamentally, it's sort of a post-traumatic stress disorder that gets wired into your brain. And so every time you see that, you have a flashback, right?
right.
Yeah.
Is
And
this
that's
ever going to change?
Well, EMDR and biofeedback and intensive therapy and all that. When you're talking about rewiring a brain mechanism, it takes a long time and very intensive work.
How do you do it through EMDR? That's the light
Yeah, the
thing
eye
and
movement
biofeedback
thing.
and all that. Do you specifically work on oral sex?
They probably eventually get to that kind of thing. Yeah, very.
So you literally have to change your brain. What if you just rode a motorcycle dangerously without a helmet, and eventually you would whack yourself and just kind of.
That would change your brain.
Yeah, exactly. I was just saying that maybe you could clear that
That's
part
the way
of
to
it.
do
It
it.
just seems that you just have to go in. First of all, it's hard enough that she's having trouble with guys, but now she's got to go in and go, hey, the light flashing guy, here's my problem.
At least she
About-
can have a relationship and she's okay with guys and she can get as far as having, an intimate contact with somebody. That's pretty good. Can you have stable relationships?
Yeah, well, I was married. I got married when I was young, got knocked up when I was young, and actually went through a divorce. And now I'm with I'm with a guy. I told him about it. I've been with him for almost 2 years, and he's totally understanding.
All right, well then...
All right, the fact that you have a stable relationship is very positive. It means you really don't have a serious personality disorder as a result of what happened to you, which is amazing.
Let's treat it like this, at the very least. What went on here is not much different than you getting in a horrible car accident when you're 12
napalm
or 10.
in your house.
Just horrible. And now you're calling and saying, I would like to play tennis and pick up basketball. What's up? The answer is maybe never.
Right.
Maybe never, but doesn't mean you can't be athletic.
That's
it
right.
doesn't mean you can't stay in shape. It doesn't mean you can't have a good life. But this particular sport,
not
maybe
for her.
Maybe it's over.
So here's the deal. Avoid the perpetrator, which was the brother.
Yeah.
Avoid this action that causes the flashbacks. If you can continue to have stable and satisfying relationships, count your blessings. That means you're a fairly good personality construct. And just go forward. And especially since he's understanding about it, let it be.
Right. And the other thing, too, is maybe if you just let it go and say, all right, it's not on my menu. I'm not even going to think about it.
Let it go.
No, I mean,
can't do that.
I mean, no, it'd be good if you could.
You can't.
They just can't.
It's just such a high level.
But what if you don't put the pressure on yourself for the present day in the oral sex?
Right.
Maybe just go, look, I can't do this right now. Forget about it.
Maybe someday.
And then let it come. Pardon the pun. Don't try to force it.
Don't tell that to the boyfriend.
You'll get
guys
obsessed
get
with it.
though.
And would confronting the brother be like deal with that?
No.
See, how come you hear that? You cleanse it. You got to confront it and call him on it and blah blah blah.
That's a naive idea about how we work.
Well, that's why I'm on the planet.
I don't mean that you're naive, but I mean that people have that naive notion out there.
Yeah, I think
and, and the fact is, it leaves a biological imprint, and that's not undone by merely doing something in the present with somebody.
Don't talk to me like I'm stupid.
It's right here, Drew.
I'm like, and I can see you. It's
not
like
a phoner.
I'm not listening to the radio. I can actually see the look on your face.
Yeah.
Back to women who get pregnant without intercourse. Come on, let's get that.
I want to talk to Bradley up here who wants
Okay.
to donate a kidney. Bradley?
I got a question for Dr. Drew. My friend has glomerular nephritis.
What kind?
And end-stage renal disease. Is that right?
Yeah.
And he's on peritoneal dialysis 4 times a day.
Right. You guys, wait, hang on a second. You guys have never seen that. It's a spigot in your belly, and you pour liters of fluid into your belly, leave it there for a couple hours, and then pour it back out again.
What's it do? Does it circulate?
Well, the membranes of your gut actually work as a sort of a dialysis membrane.
Oh, really?
And so the fluids are sort of adjusted to sort of take things out osmotically. It's interesting.
What if I blew pot smoke in there?
Nothing.
You sure?
We could try it.
Bradley, have you tried doing like a bong hit and then blowing like a French belly kiss where you blow the pot weed in, the smoke in there and see if you catch a buzz?
His friend had something called RPGN, rapidly progressive glomerulonephritis, which is a common, not common, but a cause of kidney failure in somebody that age. It just happens all at once. So, do you know what the underlying cause of it is, Bradley?
No.
So they don't know. I mean, he doesn't have good pasture or some weird syndrome like that.
So you want to donate a kidney to him?
Yeah, he's like 40, and his social worker told him he's going to be on the kidney list, like the waiting list, for like 2 years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife and all of his family members are diabetics.
Oh, my God.
And his brother has the same condition, and his kid could have the same condition.
Wait, well, this is polycystic ovarian disease then, right? A polycystic kidney disease, rather. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
Wow, you're like a superhero, Drew.
He's due to hit menopause soon, according to
No,
Drew.
polycystic kidneys.
That's what he told me he has, so I don't know if he has something else. But
well, glomerulonephritis is not a heritable disorder. It's a
Hold on, are you real doctor or just love doctor?
Good times. but polycystic kidney disease is an autosomal dominant disorder, meaning you transmit it to your offspring.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
They have a 100% chance of getting
50%, I believe.
Wow.
And if you have 100 kids, they'll have 50% chance.
Each.
All right. Hey, Bradley?
Yeah.
So you want to give him your kidney?
Yeah.
Is this going to work, Drew?
If he matches, do you match?
Yeah, I match, and I have the same blood type. And I just want to know, because my family doesn't really want me to do it, and they really just want to know, like, the risks involved. And
yeah, how big is that, Drew? I don't hear anything about people dying trying to give their loved ones kidneys.
No, it's a huge operation. It's a big deal.
not even necessarily necessarily dying, but like, what about like the after effects after the surgery, like long term?
Well, you only have one kidney, and
a friend of ours had it, and her weight changed dramatically. Some things happen, little things happen, but she gave it to her sister, and there is going to be some changes, right? I mean, something.
Yeah,
it's possible.
How many? You only have one kidney?
He's to be down to one at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but what a good guy, man. His friend's not going to walk around like a human keg anymore.
Yeah.
But wow, I mean, that's a commitment.
Well,
yeah,
no,
man,
but you hear, I mean, you don't hear about it with friends that often, but you hear about it with family members quite a bit.
Yeah.
God forbid when the Corollas need a kidney. That's rough.
Then you'd be,
yeah.
Then you hear about the friends coming in.
No, it's like, look, we'll start looking at plots, but...
No, I'll throw us to charity for you at that point. At that point, we're going to have to pull the Insight Youth program.
Corolla Kidney
Insight
program.
Kidney program, yeah.
Yeah. What about it, Drew?
About
Would
what?
you do it? How long is the procedure? A couple hours?
I'm sure
What do you
it's
think?
probably 3 or 4 hours, and
Oh,
recovery
but they
is
have
3 or
it.
4 weeks.
They have it down now.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a
Let's not talk him out of it.
major operation. Let's be
It
clear. Major operation, and it's
But
dangerous.
it's successful.
Yeah, they're not riffing
usually,
it like
it's
yeah.
usually successful,
Right.
and you're down to you have 50% of your kidney gone. You're meant to have 2 kidneys. There's a reason
You
we have
are.
2 kidneys. Yeah, I mean, you can do without them, but as you age, people live so long now, and one of the things we're seeing all the time after the age
Well,
of
what if
75.
he lends him the kidney?
We could loan out. But after 75, people are getting a lot more kidney disease these days, just the result of aging and high blood pressure and various kinds of insults to the kidney. And so if you're already starting from a 50% reduction in kidney capacity, I could see where that would be a serious, serious issue in this day and age when people expect to live to 85.
Let me ask you a kidney question.
You know, the guy his buddy who's listening to you right now is going
No,
it's
a serious deal. He's got to just.
I
make a
know,
decision.
but are you calling because you?
It's a
he wants to know what to
22-year-old
do?
too, giving it to a 4-year-old. My God.
Yeah. Bradley?
Yeah.
All right, so your family's obviously concerned about this.
Yeah, I haven't told my mom yet, but I've told all my siblings.
What's the nature of your relationship? You're hanging out with a 40-year-old. How'd that happen?
4-year-old.
Top and bottom.
How did that happen? How do you know this
I
guy?
work with them. I've been working with them for like 3.5 years now.
What kind of work?
I work in the airlines.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I'm a ground service agent, so I work outside.
Okay. All right. It's
I always wondered who those guys were.
yeah, the guys are roaming around on the tarmac.
The big orange earphones.
Yeah,
And the
wearing the
orange
shorts
sticks.
and the knee pads all the time. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, never. It's always unclear what they're doing, except for they get to drive that tractor thing around with the low boy cart on the back, and it always seems kind of cool. And there's something about being let loose in that area that you can't get into. I'm sitting in first class on a leather seat, looking at these guys running around the hot asphalt, going, "Sons of bitches, those guys, they're lucky. I got to get down there. How can I get down there?" And then I realized if I got down there, it'd be miserable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on down there. It just
No.
smelled like jet fuel and hot
Throwing luggage.
asphalt.
Well, I have a question. 3.5 years you known the guy, Bradley?
Oh, yeah, let me get him. Yeah.
Yeah, I've known
3.5 years no. It's just what's going on. I mean, 3.5 years you known a guy and you're like, I'm gonna kick in a kidney. Now,
Right.
You
It's
know,
not like some of you've known your
yeah.
entire life.
What's
or-
the relationship? What's going on? I mean, that's a huge deal. Are you just a really nice guy? Because my ankle hurts and I might need a transplant. And if we match. I mean,
Yeah.
I brought some laughter into your life right in the past. Come on,
Come on,
Bradley.
buddy.
I give it.
That was in the past, though.
Well, I know. I'm working on new stuff.
Yeah. And I saw
No, what's going on with you and this guy? I mean, what's going on? Just really good buddies?
Well, we're not like exceptionally good buddies, but I think it's probably pretty corny, but you only get a couple chances to help someone out like this.
You're gay.
All right. Let's look.
Well, why don't you just come to the Charity on the Edge benefit on April 17th?
I'm gonna ask a crazy question.
He's in Boise.
We never
Help some
asked
people.
somebody like this.
Stow away in
Where's
one of
his
those
dad?
planes. Where's
Where's
his dad?
his dad? That's a good point.
Where's his dad?
Ooh.
Oh, the guy's dad doesn't
Bradley's.
match. Oh,
Bradley's
Bradley. Where's your dad, Bradley?
He lives in Seattle right now.
All right. Let me say this. Charity.
Just feels like a guy who's empty, desperate for male connection.
Yeah.
Bradley.
Okay, but for some people, it's all they have. I mean, I could remember back before I was literally a millionaire and a C-list celebrity. I was a Catholic big brother. I was a point of pride for me. I would tell everyone I talked to, I'd just work it into a
did not.
conversation,
You did
see if I
not.
could get laid.
Oh.
Yeah. No, people are proud of working with people or
Right.
donate or making a sacrifice. You know, I mean, really, it's what the military is. Oftentimes, people come home, they're like, "Well, yeah, we got shot at, but somebody's got to do it." And you think, "Wow, this guy put his life on the line in doing his job." I don't know. Maybe it's worth more to a guy like Bradley in a certain sense. You know he's going to feel good about himself for the rest of his life. You know he's going to tell the story to 7 million chicks he meets at a bar. He's going to pull that Northwest jersey up. He's going to show him the scar on the side of the hip there. Where's your kidney, Drew? Up around between the shoulder blades? Back. Nothing going on. What's going on between the shoulder blades? Nothing seems to be going on there.
No.
I want to get something up there. Everything's down in the trunk. Let's get something up front.
Well, it's up front here.
I want to see some work between the blades.
Yeah.
The point is he's going to get a lot of mileage out of this. It's going to make him feel good.
Yeah.
Huge commitment to get laid, though. Huge.
Well,
I mean, like I lied about being a jet pilot once.
Yeah.
and I was guilty for like weeks, But I mean, wow, it's great. If you really do it, that's incredible. But or you could.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo and then just tell the story.
Why don't you at least meet with a nephrologist beforehand and talk about what really you can look forward to? Because these, again, in a day when people expect to live to 85, kidney problems are getting increasingly common and they're serious, and you need to know what you're putting yourself in.
But listen, Bradley's going to get sucked into the inlet of a 777 before he gets to 85.
Fair enough.
Let's be honest.
Well done.
All right.
And by the way, with the drug companies giving us all this great drugs and medication that it really works our body that hard, cleaning it out. You're right. The kidney thing is pretty hard. Not to say anything. I know you don't make the drugs.
No, not true. He just sells them to the kids. He peddles them, pushes them. He's a mule.
Pusher.
But look, Drew, we got to go to
pusher.
break. But let me ask you real quick with the kidneys.
Yeah.
Is it like Christopher's a car guy? Some cars, like trucks, will have 2 fuel tanks. You use one, it gets empty, you switch it over to the other one.
Yes. Yeah.
Kidneys working simultaneously.
You
don't switch the tank.
No, you don't go back and forth.
So when you get rid of one of them's doing double duty.
Double time, yeah.
But obviously,
you can do that.
You can absorb that.
You can do that. But again, if we live to 40, the way we're meant to live, we're supposed to die at 40 in nature.
Yeah.
We were supposed to die at 40?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In nature, absolutely. And this whole business of living to 80 and stuff is not normal, not natural. I mean, we didn't evolve for that.
Right.
Menopause and all that stuff.
I've
never
never
supposed
been
to
more
happen.
bummed out than
And so
menopause wasn't supposed to happen?
Now we get we're seeing all this kidney problem, and we can do things about it, but they're quite serious.
But the Dodge Magnum, the new Dodge Magnum with the Hemi on the freeway, will actually take out 4 cylinders on the highway when you're cruising.
Oh, really?
And it runs fine. It gets the gas mileage. So
really?
maybe you just get better mileage if you get half the kidney out.
Cadillac tried that like 20 years ago and I couldn't quite
figure
it out.
That was a 246. They were just taking any cylinder randomly.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to go with your metaphor.
We got to take a break. Titus Knows Cars. I would like to do a show called
Titus Knows Cars.
It'd be called Things They Tried to Do Before They Could Do Them.
Right.
And the Cadillac 864 thing where the cylinders cut out and everything, 1979. Sounds great, except for the computer wasn't really around and impossible.
Yeah.
We'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back after this.
LoveLine.
Okay, wait. My hair.
We'll be right back.
LoveLine is brought to you by Advance Auto Parts. We're ready in advance.
Your custom cars you probably put on ice now, yeah?
No, I had them out this weekend. My face is a little red. I had the convertible out.
2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Christopher Titus here tonight. He is in here with a very worthy charity. It's coming up in Glendale on this Sunday, the 17th at 7 o'clock. The money is going to my friend's place, and there's another name to that Chris will give you in a second. But Bill Maher's going to be there. Joe Rogan's going to be there. Chris Titus, of course, and Alonzo Bowden, who won the last comic standing.
Jillian Barbery's going to be
Jillian Barbery's going to be there. Yeah, and I've seen I've seen Bill in person. I've seen Joe in person. Both good comics in person. I've seen Chris. I saw the Norman Rockwell is Bleeding hour special a few weeks back on Showtime.
Yep.
Excellent.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, and we don't do it. Wait, come to the show. Don't be afraid. People get they hear charity and they just get like, oh, I don't want to go to the silent auction. And I don't want to bid on Frank Stallone's T-shirt that was signed and Joe Piscopo's ashtray. I don't want to do that. So we don't do that. We got your money at the door. Sit down, have a drink, enjoy the comedy show, and then get the hell out.
Yeah. I went to one of those auction things with Drew, and the feeling is your first impulse is I'd like to get whatever I'm bidding on, and then your next impulse is please someone outbid me, so I have to go. They had this thing. It was you know what it was? It was it was a perfect thing too. It was combat aircraft. You get in an aircraft and do little
From
Top Gun
off a carrier.
action.
Yeah.
No, you don't fly off a carrier.
Yeah, that's it.
No, there's one we had one year we sold off a carrier.
That-
the
that-
guy
well-
flies you out and then
Okay,
you
that's
do
a
something
bit
in
of
the
a
air.
ride.
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
just
Yeah, I think it's just a ride.
Yeah, you're not gonna. All right, let's launch him. I don't want to be.
No, you don't fly it. I mean,
That's a bit.
You got the steam catapult hooked up. Thumbs up is go. Thumbs down, we scrub it. Now listen, it'll probably be dark by the time you land.
Yeah.
We got about a 30 knot crosswind going here. Now, if you don't hook, you got to go full throttle when
Now
you
you
get
saw
on the
Top
deck.
Gun, right? How many times did you see Top Gun?
Full throttle when you go down. If the hook doesn't grab, you're airborne again. We don't need you to drink. We'll have a chopper in the air.
And
though, in
don't
case you're going-
forget that the seas are rolling about 35 feet. So when you slam into the deck,
That's right. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
that would be a blast.
$180. Sure,
I got to
anyone
with
can
the
do
Blue
it.
Angels. You fly one of them? Did you?
No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Blue Angels.
It's insane.
Oh.
Because they're all cool. I mean, I puked. They have a camera on you, so they actually are videotaping you puking. And,
Yeah.
And the guy goes, we get them puking. First of all, we strafed. We're out in the desert, and we didn't strafe. We actually went over a prison, a work yard. He got really low, and then hit the afterburners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he does a dive bomb run. He goes, yeah, we can do a dive. Want to do a dive bomb run? And I'd already thrown up, so I was like, yeah, I'm fine now. So we start doing this dive bomb. And
throw it from the rolling,
it's
or what?
basically a control. You just everything you know about airplanes. You're crashing. You're and
Yeah.
I'm going, I get it. And he's going, no, we're not there yet. And we're literally there's like rabbits looking up. It was so close to the desert floor.
Now, how high up did he start off, and then how close to the deck did he get?
I think we started about 14,000 feet, and then maybe lower than that, and then he just went. It's straight down. It's straight down, and everything you know about airplanes is your anus just squeezing shut, and it's horrible. And then we get back up and.
but when you go back up, your G suit's got inflated.
Oh,
right?
it's horrible. Well, he's like, all right, just squeeze your legs because you got to tighten every muscle in your body. They didn't give me a G suit. I had a jumpsuit.
No.
Yeah, if a spark had ignited me, I would have I'd have just went up because I was in a cotton jumpsuit.
What was vomiting from the rolling and stuff? Or
yeah, we just rolled. No,
That made
it's
you
just a
vomit?
jet. He goes.
what made you vomit?
That was in a
Everything.
fighter jet.
But I mean,
going
what move?
fast.
Some particular move made you throw up?
No,
or-
when he takes off, they take off at like this crazy angle,
Right,
and
right.
everything he did, it was just, and then they let me fly it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't do that anymore though. I got
wow.
before the civilian program got canceled because it seems one of these civilians remember that submarine that hit that Japanese fishing boat off of Hawaii? Turns out it was like someone guesting, hey, you want to drive the submarine?
No.
And they hit a fishing boat and killed a bunch of people.
No.
Yeah, they don't let you just take the wheel anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick.
And that carrier crash that guy, that program they had for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Landing on a carrier.
Well, what is that? A F-16? What do they fly over there?
Was it the F-16? Yeah,
That is awesome. I
It
mean,
was
look,
crazy.
You
Insane.
couldn't. I mean, what an experience. It's amazing.
And the guys are cool. He got out, no sweat on him. No sweat, perfect smile. Hey, how'd you like it? I get out, man. I have pictures of him. My hair is sticking up, man. My butt's
all
are
over
done.
you.
I got puke on my shirt.
You know,
not exactly Top Gun material on my Titus.
I would gladly do that and love to do that. The only thing that scares me is these guys are keeping score of who they made vomit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Titus cracked him like a piñata.
Oh, yeah.
4 seconds
yeah,
into the flight.
exactly. No, but there was a jockey who took the flight before me. Like some horse jockey, won some race. He didn't puke.
Yeah. Well, they're
Guy's
used
like
to being
3'8", and he was
jostled.
fine.
Yeah, no, he's just that's just like putting like a toiletry bag in the seat behind you, strap it in. It's not going to vomit. But the point is like I would love to do it, but I'd just say to the guy, look, you don't have to show off. Just do your thing. I'll be here. You know what I mean?
Are
like
you
don't go sick here. Just
yeah, sure, Mr. Crowley.
yeah, I know.
See, I'm an idiot. I told him. I said, I actually said, make me puke. And he was glad to just
Oblige.
jump in with that. Yeah.
Oh, how awesome. Tula?
Tala?
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 How
Tala?
do you say your name?
Hi. Paula.
Paula.
Oh, Paula. Oh, they started with a T.
Nice.
All right, Paula. What's happening?
Hey, how's it going, Adam? Oh my God, I'm so happy to finally get to talk to you.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Here we are.
Well, pretty much, I feel like my whole 20s have been shot. Actually, I've been using drugs since I was 14.
Mhm.
Great.
I started off with speed and alcohol, and I'm now smoking pot. I smoke about an eighth a day. I've been going through therapy and everything, and I don't know, I've been having a really hard time. My boyfriend, in fact, passed away of heroin. He OD'd about
Nice.
3 years ago, and
All right, so listen. So you've been undoubtedly you can't go that long hardcore and not get in some treatment. So you've been treated before in a program.
yeah,
And
I
why
have.
Haven't
didn't you
worked.
why didn't you stay with it? Why didn't you do what they need you to do to get sober?
Well, I tried doing it sober, and honestly, when I leave the meetings, I feel like crap.
Yeah, Paula, that's right. That's why you use the sobriety is not about feeling great. It's about digging through these horrible feelings until you learn to regulate them on your own.
Eighth a day of weed is a fair amount
That's
of
a
weed.
lot of pot. But here's the deal. One thing I know about people that need inpatient treatment for chemical dependence. You go to Hoag.
Actually, I've just been doing
Where did you-
therapy, one-on-one therapy.
Okay, well, one-on-one therapy does not do anything for addiction, unfortunately.
And I've been going just to Alano clubs for the 12-step meetings.
All right,
But
all
I
right.
found that even NA meetings don't
She needs to go. She needs
Yeah,
to go
Paula, you need to go
inpatient.
to you've undoubtedly are a trauma survivor. This is the one thing about people that have sort of difficulty getting with the program and have very long-standing intensive polydrug addiction since early in adolescence. You can pretty much predict in my world, if you come into my program, there's a 100% probability that you have physical or sexual abuse in childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to you?
And exactly just what you said. You're going to have a field day with me.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, I grew up really bad. I was abused by my father's son. I was taken away from my family when I was 5. There was a big...
All
All right, it's a big deal. This is a big
now
deal,
you're
Paula.
abusing yourself.
You're going to need to go somewhere. You need to be in a highly structured inpatient and residential program for a long time. This is not going to get better. You're not going to be able to do this without a structured program. You're not.
I've seen Dr. Pinsky. I've seen patients. Yes, in fact, my boyfriend was a patient of yours, and
Oh, nice job, John.
and I've seen people go in and out. I've been in and out, and I'm scared that it's something about me, and I don't want to die.
Well, you're going to die on the road you're on. The problem is until you understand and believe you're going to die, you probably aren't going to get with the program.
And you also, I don't want to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
you know what? There's a...
Some
people have this.
Put her on hold. Go ahead.
There's some people that have an addiction, and for some reason, it becomes the one thing in their life that they have stories about, and you can hear her talking about it, and she's talking about it like, and then I did this, and then I did, and there's a like I'm telling you a cool story, like her, it's her cool story, man, and I know some guys in AA.
Donation.
I know some guys in AA. That same thing. They go into AA, they talk about AA constantly, and then they go off the wagon again, and then they talk about that constantly, and then they're back in AA and they talk about account. You have to just kind of face that. Nobody really. You look. The bottom line is you're going to end up killing yourself. We had a comic, Mitch Hedberg.
Loved him.
Took himself out. Great guy, funny, hilarious. Took himself out. Just couldn't stop, and that's what's going to happen. And by the way, that's what's going to happen.
Here's the deal with addiction.
End up dead.
The disease process is fatal commonly.
Yep.
And if you don't really intensively participate in the treatment process, the disease process takes over. And even when you do go into treatment, that doesn't mean that it's going to change the course. You have to very seriously commit yourself to it.
Yeah, you can't treat it like, oh, look, I'm in treatment now.
Yeah.
And that can't be a story.
Right,
You have to be...
Or that's going to fix me.
Yeah.
That's not going to fix you. You have to go participate. But
All right.
Stop agreeing because you haven't done it.
Yeah.
Stop agreeing.
And you're high.
See, you're high right now.
It says here in your Newport Beach, California, Hoag has a good program. There's Sober by the Sea. Go down there, check these things out.
Sober by the Sea sounds like it has a great brunch.
Sober by the Sea.
Where do you want to go for Sober by the Sea? Is great. They got the bottomless shrimp platter over there.
Overlooking the ocean.
Awesome.
Nice.
Have you been in an omelet bar at Sober by the Sea? Awesome. Guy makes it up. Whatever you want. You want bacon and Swiss or bacon and American? Doesn't matter. He'll put it right in there for you. You just stand there, makes it while you watch.
Yeah, it's a disease like any other, and it has a predictable response to treatments. And you have a certain intensity of disease process. Paula's got very severe disease. It requires a certain intensity of treatment. If she had oat cell cancer of the lung, she wouldn't be arguing with me about what she needed.
Right.
You'd say this is what you need for that, or without that, things don't go well.
Or say I know, and not do it.
And not do it.
You know, every addict. I think every addict. I mean, it didn't give me. Every addict. Look, when I was doing drugs pretty heavily before I fell in the bonfire, and I knew it was not. There was no upside. I knew. You know, you never admit that, but and it just when you hear people talk about it, I get a little frustrated and angry because like Mitch just died two weeks ago. He died, and because he was one of those guys, it was just like he knew. Mitch was a smart guy. He knew. And just kept doing it. And when you hear people talking and I know, then why are you calling us and why aren't you in a program? Let's go. Don't die. There you go.
And this ain't.
By the way, I'll be a lot funnier at the benefit.
No, that's good. That's solid.
I just get mad.
It's compelling.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tell us a story about your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, get ready with the hi-hat, because Titus could be like, my dad's a severe alcoholic that just beat me ritualistically. My mom stabbed her second, third, and fourth husband.
Killed the fifth.
Come on,
I fell into a
get on that.
bonfire and burned up when I was 17. See, you got to do a little bit more. You got to put a little more on the end. Go up at the end. Up. That's funny.
Yeah, my mom got to the part where she bottomed out. She was shooting coffee grounds.
Oh, man. It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's coming apart.
All right,
I didn't even know we're supposed to be dead at 40. I see every day is a fresh day. Every day is a day I didn't even earn.
That's right.
As we evolve, I mean, average life expectancy would have been late 20s, early 30s.
Wow.
I mean,
without evolution.
Without modern
medicine.
science, without medicine.
Well, didn't they say that like it's going to go to 120? Like we'll be able to live to 120?
Yeah, but that is so much BS. I got to tell you that
we're going to be like C-3PO, just walking around.
Yeah, wait till you go meet a few men in their mid 90s. Go talk to males in their mid 90s.
Yeah, the Pope. I mean, Pope 84 wasn't really wasn't no more racquetball. Is all I'm saying.
Right, 95 in a male is a very wretched condition.
Yeah,
you don't want to live that for 15 years.
I don't think the Pope died. I think the world's coming apart so bad he just pre-boarded.
Early boarding.
Yeah, he just knew what's coming. I'm leaving first.
I like.
Thank you. Very nice. I actually throw a joke in and I get screwed.
I don't know. I was kidding earlier today though. There's cardinal laws in there.
Could you believe that? He ran the funeral. The guy that let all these priests like over 520 something cases of child molestation actually did the first funeral for the Pope. Did the first one, the first services.
I just like the idea that his name is Cardinal Law, which sounds like a UPN show. Where first off, Cardinal Law has a thing where he wears the big vicar hat and he pulls it out and there's a sawed off. Under it, he does a weird spin move when he cocks it. And he spins it around. And his line to everybody before he snuffs them, before like he gets to the perp or he snuffs the drug pusher out, he goes, "I want to introduce you to my boss." And that's what. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, tell it to my boss.
That's his whole line. Is tell it to my boss.
Don't kill me, man. Don't kill me, Cardinal Law.
Tell it to my boss. Notice how he did a black guy? Oh, no. That's
scary.
We'll take a...
man. I was doing an homage to Dirty Harry.
I got it.
I think the Korean guy was...
We'll take ourselves a quick break. Chris Titus here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
This is your radio. LoveLine will be right back.
Yes.
No.
Brilliant.
Oh, my God.
And slanderous.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Christopher Titus is here tonight. He's got himself a little charity, and they're going to be doing some great work this Sunday, April 17th.
Bill Maher's doing his HBO special. He's actually working on his HBO special, so you're going to see all new stuff, and he's going to do the whole show, actually.
Bill is excellent stand-up, as well as Joe Rogan and Alonzo Bowden, who won the last Comic Standing. Yeah, Bill and I did stand-up together once for a charity that he was doing. It was excellent. We were going to do a LoveLine bit. He was going to be Dr. Drew, and I was going to be moi. And it was about a minute before we were going to go out on stage. It was like the Comedy Store, and it was packed. It was the Improv. I said, Bill, you want to work out the beats to this thing before we go out on stage? Because I don't really know what we're doing. And he's like, yeah, let's go up front of the theater and work this out. Walked out in front of the theater. He blew a joint. We went back in. I was like, now you're high, and we've not worked this out at all. At least you get to be high. I'm like, that was working it out? You getting high and us going on stage? This is worse than doing nothing.
That's going to work out. How'd it go?
It was one of those things. It was like out of a movie. Like we went up there and it was like, this is going to be great. Don't worry about it. Went up there first 2 minutes. Was like, what the hell's going on? This is horrible. And then somehow got into it, and everyone got into it. And 5 minutes later, everyone was laughing. So, ended up working out. But I just remember thinking, man, I wish I was high. Like a minute and a half into it, I could see going out on stage drunk, but high just seems tough.
No.
Yeah.
The only time I ever almost got in a fist fight was I had 2 beers with me and I went on stage, and you lose. Of course, I have that thing. My dad was a raging alcoholic, so I have that little anger button that just clicks on, and the funny little heckler lines that usually kind of make the audience laugh. The audience knew that I was really, literally going to jump off the stage and punch the guy in the throat. And and the funny kind of killed it a little bit.
Couple beers. I wonder what percentage. I know, Drew. Let's just talk. We got plenty of time for calls.
Right.
You do hear about
the Immaculate Conception.
A lot of performers that just have a shot before they go out there, or just something. But they don't get drunk, they don't get loaded. They just have something to take the edge off, or whatever it is. I'm sure back in the day, 60% of them would do that.
No, I'm a retard. I can't. No, I
don't
need
think
to
I
have
can
my facilities about me, man.
I agree. Like, I already look at, like, I'm already operating with a deficit because of my, junior college education and the horrible. I think
I
my
had
mom
one semester in junior college.
Sucked on ether when she was pregnant and stuff like that. I'm already.
I have pictures of my mom sucking on ether. So there you go.
Oh, really?
Well, it's a home movie. It's not a picture, actually. No, it's actually
firing a pistol.
We have a question for Chris from Joe, but we got to take a break. Joe. Caller Joe, who's 28 years old, wants to know if Titus is coming out on DVD.
Yes, September. The first 2 seasons of Titus will be out on DVD. Yes,
really?
It will. Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
We start filming a movie, actually, in June.
Oh, wow,
great.
cool.
Not a Titus movie. It's remember the movie Bachelor Party of Tom Hanks? Mm-hmm. Imagine that movie without Tom Hanks and not as much depth in the script.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm just so relieved he didn't say on steroids.
Yeah.
I can't stand that
with
one.
an edge.
Yeah.
Or with an edge.
On acid or on steroids. Imagine
Extreme Bachelor Party.
On steroids. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. Christopher Titus here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
What little they knew back then.
Apparently, when Some Like It Hot, she was just strung out on opiates. Demerol, IV Demerol.
Wow.
Good doctor, 5 different doctors coming every day.
2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Christopher Titus is here tonight. He is here not because he's trying to move product or sell some workout video or some nonsense like that. He's trying to raise money for a very, very worthy cause and a very worthy charity.
God, I hate when you get this serious.
Well, it's important.
It makes him feel guilty.
It really bugs me.
You can.
Let me tell you, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear you just start ripping on me or something.
Hey, he's a good guy.
I got pink eye, by the way. I got the pink eye.
He's got pink eye. And
because, by the way, if you have kids, I keep interrupting you, man. I just can't stay. You going on the tirade?
No,
I cannot.
go ahead.
When you're doing the We Are the World thing, Adam, I can't take it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. When you have kids,
you
get weird viruses.
No, it's like they're like diseased rats when you put them in school. There's a little habit trail. They put them in a pan. They run the habit trail with the little kids, and they rub diseases on them, and then they come and hug daddy.
Absolutely.
And now I'm getting sick every day. I mean, I love you, honey. I love you if you're listening to daddy on the radio, but they're little disease rats.
Adults from like 30 to 40 are sick that whole decade when they have kids.
Oh, I've never got pink eye in my life.
Yeah. Well, next time, tell your boyfriend to be more careful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Has nothing to do with the kids. He only had the kids as a front. Beards.
Yeah,
little beards running around.
My beard does very well.
So very much. So this Saturday Night Live cartoon about Michael Jackson.
Oh man, that was brutal.
Were we talking about that on the air or off the air?
Off the air.
Yeah.
Oh, there was. Did you see it? It was incredible.
No, is it Robert Schmeigel?
Schmeigel, yeah.
The thing about that is, I'm sure it was great. We used to have arguments all the time where it's like, if you want to use the giraffe from Toys R Us, he can only have 3 legs, and his name can't be Jeffrey, and you can't put the bow tie on him, and he can look nothing like, he can't be a giraffe. You can make him a hippo, and then you can call him Jeff. With the legal department, we used to get in these arguments all the time, and then you turn on Saturday Night Live, they would actually take stock footage from Fantasia and just put a gay soundtrack, gay porn soundtrack over it, and it'd be like, how do they take Disney footage? And it was always the same answer. Hey, that's them. Hey, they could get sued. They could get sued. How does Robert Smigel consistently, and the stuff's really funny, but how does he consistently just go get stuff and put it on the air.
This was a takeoff of a sort of 60s Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yes.
Right.
With the
I've seen
usual
those.
the background music that was from those early 60s.
Right.
And Michael Jackson is given a set of glasses that turns any young women into young boys.
Yeah. So he could date women. So on
They all
TV,
look
it looked
like-
he was gone with chicks.
Webster.
Right.
They all look like Webster.
Webster.
Right.
And he's sitting at the table with these cartoon Hanna-Barbera type Bubbles, and the Elephant Man Bones was actually animated and talking. They were counseling him.
I think I saw
with
that,
the attorney.
actually.
Yeah, with his attorney. It was.
Is it a
great.
rerun? Because I think I've seen that one before.
It was, yeah. It was Jimmy. Jimmy
Fallon?
Fallon was on it, and Cameron Diaz.
Oh, so it was an older one. All right, then I have seen that one. Yeah,
Brilliant.
excellent. Always
And slanderous. And I've been sued. Boy, it was good.
Have you?
Yes, I have been sued.
Why?
I used to write for this Hot Rod magazine, and I just really kind of what you do here on the radio for the sexual thing, I did for the Hot Rod world, and I wrote about this guy who was basically, in my opinion, was ripping people off, and we tracked it down to like 9 guys. And so I wrote this article. Didn't name the guy. And,
Didn't name him.
Didn't
He
name
still
him.
got sued?
Oh, we didn't have to pay anything, but except for the legal fees, which were about $40,000.
Oh.
Yeah. So my kid is going to junior college.
I like it when hot rodders argue. When they get in that, look, first off, I'm a Mopar man.
Yeah.
All right. And no better engine than the 441 Rat. And better, best small block 289. Oh, it's 350. Come on, dude. And they make it seem, first off, they're both about the same, but they make it seem like the other one is just, the other one is just a festering boil, and theirs is a beautiful Swiss timepiece.
Like retarded from another planet, like another time. That's the A-body. They didn't put that motor in the A-body, you idiot.
Yeah, I like that. And then they go to the truck bowl and they get into fist fights in the audience because Chevy's going up against Ford.
Those are my friends, Adam. Thank you.
I know.
Those are the guys I hang with. Nice job.
I like those guys too. Joe.
Yeah.
You're 15? Oh, no, you're 18, but you have a 15-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah.
You think you may have gotten her pregnant?
Yeah. Well, we don't take part in intercourse because I want to wait till she's 18, not to.
So this is my request again for somebody who's gotten someone pregnant without intercourse? Is that what prompted your call?
And
game show music here, man.
What
Turn your radio off.
Oh. My radio's not on.
Are you a Mormon?
Something's on in the background. What is that?
I got a stereo on. I'll turn that off though.
Thank you.
Are
you a Mormon?
No.
Okay.
No, this is I want to stay out of trouble here. Well, I wanted to.
Okay.
She likes.
God, that's funny.
When
never gets old.
Yeah.
I'll put the head in her just a little bit, so it doesn't hurt her because she doesn't. We don't. Neither one of us want to go on, but she likes this.
You a Mormon?
No.
Well,
Now, wait. Neither one of you wants to have intercourse,
and yet you're putting your penis inside her.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
As Adam very astutely pointed out, there really needs to be a force field plane. Everyone needs to understand there are planes. There's plane across the mouth.
Yeah, once
plane
it's broken.
Across the
That's it.
A
It's
plane
like
for
that
the
bell
OK
that goes
sign.
off when you enter the convenience store.
It just goes off. You violated the plane. That's it. Doesn't matter if it's with a micron, a millimeter, or whatever. The plane's violated. That's it.
Hey, Joe.
And putting the tip of the penis inside can get someone pregnant.
If you're gonna just put
the backside, fold it.
I'll
fold
put the
it.
middle in.
Yeah, fold it.
Put the middle in. Just stuff that middle part in.
But I didn't cum in her, but there was just a bit of pre-cum. Now, can you get pregnant from pre-cum also?
Absolutely.
It is. Yeah. It's chock full of semen-y goodness, as Drew likes to say.
I often say. But I, by the way, wouldn't qualify this as non-penetrative sex. This is sort of penetrative, barely penetrative, but the plane is violated.
But she still had her hymen intact, right? Because he said
what?
she's a virgin, right?
Does she have a hymen?
15.
Hymen.
She may not.
Oh.
She may not.
Joe's not what we're talking about.
Maybe
Here.
a horse,
Hymen
maybe.
is.
Are you
familiar with like a bongo drum?
Maybe she's a rodeo rider of some sort.
No.
You don't know what a bongo drum is?
Barrel
I know
racer.
what a bongo drum is, but I'm not familiar with the inner workings of them.
Of a bongo drum.
Of a bongo drum.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Bongo drums,
thousands of
clitoris.
parts of
You'll
those.
work
You
on it.
ever break one of those down? You can't put them back together.
Never.
It's too many pieces. You got to label them very carefully. Bong part, top part. Yeah.
And another question was
bong and go.
Mason jar.
Every once in a while, when I'll eat her out, she'll
Mason
get
jar. Yeah.
she'll get really kind of she'll start to swell in her.
You a Mormon?
No Mormons.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she gets a little blood down there. She gets engorged.
No blood, but it kind of swells. Everything enlarges her.
Yeah. I don't mean blood. I don't mean blood squirting out of her.
If you're eating her and she's bleeding, you're doing it wrong.
He's
really badly.
Was actually eating around. Actually, physically,
exactly.
he worked,
At that point,
worked the way up to her shoulder.
We've crossed the line.
Yeah, it's awesome. No, Drew, that's getting someone pregnant. Just
that's
putting it.
plain old getting somebody pregnant.
Yeah, and she isn't pregnant, or he doesn't know, but it's possible.
It's possible. It's a good way to get somebody pregnant. Put your penis inside, ejaculating or not. I'm looking for somebody who's gotten pregnant with like their clothes on.
Or like through a car door, something like that. You're looking for the special one.
Yeah,
right.
Got it.
And what about?
I have to be convinced too.
What about through a mail slot? Does that count?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that.
But again, no penetration.
No, forget it.
They also have extra. It's like Cirque du Soleil. Then it's an extra step.
Yeah,
sort of acrobatic.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Going through the slot is okay. Pulling out is rough because it's a spring-loaded flat.
Oh, sure.
That should be cervix du soleil.
Nice.
Let me. Oh, I don't even know what my question is. No. Let's just keep going. Screw it.
Mike, 19.
Mike.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's happening? You're 19.
Yeah, I'm 19 years old, actually, but I'm coming from Long Beach. But the thing is, like, ever since I was like young, I used to get teased because I had a slope in my chest. I just want to know, like, what's that all about?
You have like an indentation where your chest bone is down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called a pectus.
I've always been teased about that, but like the doctors never told me anything.
All right, listen. It's a common condition. It's the abbreviated name is just called pectus, or it's the longer name is pectus excavatum.
Okay.
And I think it's, if I remember it, it's associated with mitral valve disease, but that's it. It's not a big deal. You may need an echocardiogram of your heart, but that's it. And it's
why? Why does it affect the shape of your chest?
Yeah, it does. It's just like when you're developing, certain abnormalities develop simultaneously, like deafness and kidney problems go together.
Oh, they do.
They just things are affected at the same stage of development. And,
that's how they know though. They go, you have kidney problems, and the guy goes, fantastic. Where do you want to eat? And they're like, oh, now he has deafness and kidney problems.
Guys.
Yeah.
I have one more question is because I've been drinking for about I'm actually drinking right now, Jesus Christ. But for the past year, and when I stopped drinking for about 3 days, like I start getting a pain in my right side when I'm sleeping, and also I'll start like almost convulsing, like twitching and stuff. Does that have to do with alcohol? Or?
Yeah, that's called alcohol withdrawal. That's you're heading towards seizure. You will get a seizure eventually, and recurrent alcohol withdrawal actually damages brain.
That's a lot of drinking for that age.
For 19. You need to have this treated, Mike. You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, shoot. Should I, like, check myself in, or should I just...
you need to be evaluated at least by somebody who's got the chemical
Mike,
dependency.
you drink that much? How much do you drink a day?
I drink about 6-pack a day during work. Not during work, but...
Roofing?
During, like, a regular, normal work week. Then usually, like, during the weekends, like, 2 days out of the week, I just stop drinking. And on the second day that I don't drink, that's when I start convulsing.
6-pack of tall boys.
What do you do for work, Mike?
I actually work for a logistics company.
And you drank all day?
No, he drinks when he gets home.
And it'd be anywhere. He knows exactly how much. So
yeah. All right. Good times. What do you do for a logistics company? And by the way, that's just one of the things you can say and everyone leaves you alone.
At 19.
No one knows anything
Consultant.
about it.
Yeah, logistics is basically like picture it as like a public storage for like Clorox and all that stuff, like a bunch of companies, They pay
forklift.
They pay you to do the work for them. And
they used to call it forklift driver. Is that what you're saying?
What are we talking about?
You drive a forklift? Is that what you do?
I'm a logistics consultant. Put those 4 pallets up there.
Yeah.
Do you drive a forklift?
Yeah, I'm driving a forklift.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, Drew.
Yeah.
I love how you put that down. Oh, logistics consultant.
No, it's good. He's got it right. But listen, you're not trying to get in Drew's pants, are you? You can drop the crap. Logistics consultant.
Yeah, I mean, logistics, that's pretty much why I drink.
Well, yeah.
All right, logistics is not bad. So anytime you have a job where you have to put that pile of crap over on that side of the warehouse, you just go to logistics management consultant.
Oh, my God.
Drags a pallet jack around for a living.
That's a California public school kid right there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, warehousing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they should say, because they should just, I'm a product of the Los Angeles Public School District myself. They should have a sign that says warehousing since 1928. Like, one of those proud things in front. Warehousing your child since 1925 or whenever it began.
Nearly 20 million warehouse since 1945.
That's right. Christina?
Yeah.
You're 16?
Yes.
Your friend killed herself?
He killed himself. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a guy.
Yeah, because women don't usually complete it.
Yeah. And they want to know why they get 70 cents to our dollar? They can't even kill themselves. Write that down, Drew. You can use that. I like when people do that. Like, I don't want to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, use it.
Yeah, you see no one else reacted to it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for giving it to me.
Yeah, I have to take that. Christina? Is that the phone that dropped off?
Did she hang up?
Christina?
Maybe
saying yes.
Maybe she didn't like the joke you made.
You got to speak up, Christina. We can't quite hear you.
Okay.
So your male friend killed himself.
Yes.
And how long ago was that?
February.
And what do you mean he was your friend? How did you know him? How long?
I grew up with him.
And in what way? Is just one of your classmates?
Well, sort of. He's like a family friend too. He was my best friend.
He was your best friend?
Yeah.
How did you meet him?
Preschool.
You met in the preschool class?
Yeah.
And then the family started hanging out together?
Yeah.
All
right. And how long had you seen him before he killed himself? When's the last time you saw him?
A few days.
All right. How'd he kill himself?
He hung himself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, that's usually somebody that's been depressed for a while.
The hanging part.
Yeah, so he must have been being treated for depression or been complaining about things for quite a while, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Phone keeps dropping.
Was that
out.
yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's your question
Another
tonight?
difficult illness is depression. People forget that somewhere around 1 out of 5 people with depression die of suicide.
Yeah.
My question is, I've had a boyfriend for about 2 years, and since my friend killed himself, I can barely talk to him. Like, I just don't want to get close to anybody anymore.
Right, understandable.
Turn your radio off.
And that's a common thing
Or
in people
television.
your age. It can be especially shattering when somebody you know dies, whether it's at their own hands or of some sort of natural cause. It's not supposed to happen. You really haven't come to terms with yourself as a biological entity, and having to deal with this, particularly losing somebody you care about, of course, it rattles your cage.
All right, so what should you do?
I would think some sort of grief counseling would do a lot for you.
Is it too late for that?
No, not at all.
Oh, I go to the school counselor weekly.
Great.
All right.
And is she helping you with this?
Oh, hold
yeah.
on a second. What's your stereotypes? How do you know it's a girl? How do you know it's not a fag? Just screwing with Drew.
Wow.
It's late night radio. Come on.
So yeah,
Gay
stay
guy or
with
chick, though,
stay with the
seriously?
work. You've got to keep working with the therapist. And I think a grief group would be helpful. Oftentimes.
Well, how do you get in that? I mean,
Grief
what do you
group,
do?
I imagine that there must be other people at the school that have issues about this. Maybe they
What's
counsel get a group
what's
together.
coming up for you? What's coming up for you? You know, my sister Kirsten's last time I was here actually took her own life.
Hey.
My mom and she
Ooh, how long
did
ago
it
was
very
that?
violently. When you said women don't do it, she did it not that long ago, 6 months ago.
Oh my goodness.
Since I was here in November, and she
horrible.
She basically took a
Please,
nice.
Anderson.
Nice. You like I'm a comic, my friend.
Oh, my God.
Basically, sure. I don't know what was going on, but her and her boyfriend had broken up, and she he was an EMT, and he had a gun in his bedroom. And while he wasn't there, she came in, sat at the end of his bed, put the gun on her chin, and pulled the trigger. And basically, yeah. So what's coming? And I know what came
6 months ago.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Wow.
And I know what came up for me. Well, my mom did the same thing. So I'm curious, what's coming up for you?
Your mom killed herself too?
Yeah, what's coming up? What's coming up for you?
No.
Is she there?
Christina.
What do you mean?
Well, what's coming up for you? What? You're going to counseling. I mean, you said you can't talk to your guy. You can't. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I mean, are you thinking you had something to do with it? You could have stopped it. What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, because I knew that he stopped taking his medication, and I didn't say anything to anybody.
What was he?
What
was the medication for?
He had depression.
You know, my mom.
You feel guilty, Christina.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. Look,
No.
he's responsible for his own illness.
You had nothing to do with him killing himself.
Yeah, if he would have stopped it and not, if you had told somebody who would have got angry with you and stopped taking his medicine.
And stopped taking his medicine, and then you'd have been guilty about that. Here's the thing. When we lose someone we love or care about, it always comes back to what could I have done, what could I have done, what could I have done. The bottom line is they had something wrong. It was something wrong upstairs. My mom was schizophrenic, wouldn't take her medication. My sister, she had tried to kill herself 10 years earlier. And at the end of the day, you have to know that there's nothing you could have done. There's really nothing you could have done. You could have put him you could have actually told everybody, put him in a mental institution, and if he wanted to, he would have found a way to kill himself there.
Now the what your sister did is a alcoholic move.
She wasn't though, man. She was really angry. Isn't it a really angry way to kill it? I mean,
but the addicts do that. Was she never addicted to pills or anything? Was she a nurse or something?
No, she wasn't a nurse. She was, just it's a lot like my mom in some ways.
How old was she?
6 years younger than me. I'm 32.
But so she had never had any other conditions other than the depression and the anger.
She
Bipolar.
Yeah, I mean there was stuff going on, and it just.
Well, don't you think she was,
Didn't call. Didn't call.
Well, when
didn't reach out.
Well, first off, it seems like your sister was trying to send a message to her.
Oh yeah,
boyfriend.
It's an acting out.
At the end of his, it
find her.
It
right?
was really odd. Yeah, it was really like.
That's why I think alcoholic addict.
And he was freaked. He actually sent me letters that she wrote to me because we had a falling out like a year and a half ago. So and by the way, Christina, you take like we had a falling out like a year and a half ago, and the first thing came up was, oh my God, had we not had that falling out, she would never have done that. Well, see, and it came up for me too. So just know, you got to know that when someone is depressed or they have a chemical imbalance and they're not thinking right and they stop their medication, there is nothing you could have done, hon.
It's grandiose to think that you're responsible for other
it is a
people.
little self-centered. It is, and we know your heart's not thinking that, but it is a little bit. Now what you need to do is take care of you. You need to take care of you.
Which is actually all you can do for the person in the first place.
Right.
You taking care of yourself actually makes you more effective in dealing with them.
Exactly.
All right. So you stay with the counseling at school. Hey, this is a fresh wound. Give yourself a few weeks to heal, too.
2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes at least 6 months really to get over this kind of thing, just to be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that's nice, one nice thing when you get a little bit older, actually two nice things. One nutsack will hang, one nut will hang a little lower.
And twist a little bit, too.
Yeah, I enjoy that. I like the asymmetry.
Yeah, but when yours are, one's half inch off the ground.
The character twist. I call it the character twist. But yeah.
The thing that's nice is you've it's like the seasons. You've experienced a few of them, and the summer's coming. When you're 16 and it's raining outside or it's snowing outside, that's just the way it's going to be forever. When you've had a few losses, had some ups and some downs, you've had the experience of actually bottoming out and coming back. And I don't mean bottoming out, but I just mean having a bad couple of months and then
losing
coming out
your
of
show
it.
on Fox because you smart off to the network president, something like that, falling in a bonfire. I got him. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you come back. Next thing you know, you're barfing in an F-16.
That's what I'm saying.
You come back, and the point is when you're 16, you feel like crap because your friend killed himself, and you just think, oh, this is it. There's a life sentence. You don't realize the bounce back part. You don't realize how resilient you are. And some people never realize how resilient they are because this gets them at 16. All right. Let's take
Is there a lot of repeaters, though, after something like that happens? Is there a lot of people that do it, especially in high school? Yeah, that actually after
it's contagious, yeah.
Yeah, don't let that happen.
Well, here's an interesting thing that Drew and I spoke about a year ago on the show. I watched this special on people who killed themselves jumping off the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. And they were able to interview, I think, about 3 or 4 people that survived.
Wow.
Because Golden Gate Bridge, by the way, has like 1,000 people kill themselves a year on the Golden Gate Bridge. And they should put a sign on it. It's like, you can also drive your cars across it, folks. Get to Sausalito. It's not just for killing yourself anymore. I'd be great with those signs. Yeah.
Not just for killing yourself anymore.
Or if I was like San Francisco, if I was like the mayor of San Francisco, I'd be like, please kill yourself on the Sausalito side. Yeah. They can get you out. But the point, and it doesn't count on our tally, but like 1,000 people kill themselves a year on the Golden Gate Bridge. It's such to the point that they're thinking about putting a barrier up now, and then other people are pissed. It's going to screw up the view, whatever. Like 3 people have survived over the years, and the first thing they say, all the survivors, is soon as they jumped off the thing, they wish they hadn't. And maybe that's just an adrenaline rush. Maybe that's just human instinct kicking in, like survive, Right. But that's a horrible thought, the idea that, you're 1.5 feet away from the railing heading down toward the bay, and you're thinking to myself, bad plan.
I'm an idiot.
I wish I could turn the clock back 4 seconds and get back on the railing. That's the only part that would make a bad situation, even worse. And I do think most people that kill themselves, and I know this sounds trite, but yeah, would never do it. We just wouldn't do it in a few months or with the right.
It's actually usually a fleeting impulse.
It is. Yeah. It's let's do it.
That's why we put them into locked facilities. We keep them contained for a while, and then it passes.
Yeah, and I don't know, murder's probably that way too, whether it's murdering someone or murdering yourself. If you could get the person and pull them aside for a little time out, there's a decent chance that whatever horribleness was in front of them might not come to fruition. All right. I just think about that horrible, like the other, 10,000 people that kill themselves, that long flight down the water thinking, all right.
Just feeling bad about your decisions.
Bad.
And I'm an idiot.
Bad,
I already feel bad.
And I screwed this one up, too.
And
if I survive, I'm going to kill myself. All right, let's take ourselves a little break. Christopher Titus, the always provocative, always interesting Christopher Titus in tonight. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
You didn't say fun.
If you need help, hang up and then dial.
LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
And it's like, okay. So it was like, all right, we don't, we do.
Yeah, where's the strip club? It's like, okay, we don't with you, then we're going to go to the strip club.
Yeah. Well, the
beer
beer
comes out.
And we just kind of had a kind of knock down black and white base level conversation about it.
Hey,
and you know what? I think you're much better.
Titus.
Yeah.
Wow. What don't we get into with this?
Passionate man.
He is a man of exquisite passion.
All right.
He's got a motor in him, boy.
And some new jokes.
I'm
trying to just find any way back to the.
Yeah, you can hear those new jokes over at the Alex Theater this Sunday, 7 o'clock. Bill Maher, Joe Rogan is going to be there. Alonzo Bowden is going to be there from the Last Comic Standing. And go enjoy yourself, and the money goes to a great, great charity. And it's not being packed up and shipped across seas. This is going to kids who need it.
You're helping L.A., yeah. People in Los Angeles, the money's going right here to Los Angeles, making a difference in your own community, not some big monolithic charity where you don't know where the hell the money went. But you do know that the person that runs the charity just took their own private jet to a conference in Tahiti.
Right.
That's not going to happen with this one. The money goes directly, 90%, at least, I think the theater costs us $6,000 or whatever, and that's the only thing they cut us a great deal. Alex Theater was great to us. And Skinny Magazine jumped in, and they gave us all this press, and Showtime jumped in, and everybody just really kicked in. It's great.
I'm going to start a charity called Bus Tickets for Junkies Who Flop in L.A.
There you go.
It's like, boy,
that would solve a lot of the problem.
Instead of getting you back on your feet and moving you onto the freeway where I can get behind you in my car, I'll just get you back to Indiana. Here's a bus ticket, a moist towelette. Here we go.
It's cheaper there anyways. Crystal meth and heroin is cheaper there anyway. Come on. We're doing you a favor.
Here's some trail mix, and let's hit the road there.
I love that you've taken the whole spirit of the charity and just kind of destroyed it. Thanks, Adam.
I don't want to.
And you know, and oddly enough, your plan seems valid.
I want to triage them and get them on a bus and get them back to wherever they're from. That's my plan. Drew,
I'll support that.
Yeah. I want to slingshot them, like when a spacecraft goes around a planet.
You're kind of like
our catapult again.
You're kind of like the Frank Burns of addiction help.
Yeah, yeah, Frank Burns.
Amber, 28.
Such a puss.
Hey, what's
Burns. What's happening?
Nothing much. I got a question for you guys. Big question.
All right.
All right. Check this out. Okay, my boyfriend, he's a breast man. Loves his breasts. Cool. However, we have a problem. He loves to play with my nipples, but my nipples are really, really sensitive, almost to the point where it's annoying. Now, my question for you is this. Is there any kind of, I know this sounds far out, is there any kind of like spray or anything like that, anything I could use to kind of desensitize him so I don't kind of rob him of his fun anymore?
Nipple off. Isn't Nipple off? Do they have that?
Nipple off on the greatest hockey players the Czech Republic's ever.
He's from Winnipeg. Nipple off.
Oh, you're going to Winnipeg? Nipple off is awesome. No one handles a puck like Nipple off. Nipple off. Nipple off. Hey, you're going camping? Don't forget the nipple off. Sounds like the world's worst spray. Yeah. The Gisette. What's our Gizzler? What's
Gizzler and Gislette.
It's a nipple off. All right, now wait a second. Drew, what about a little Ambisol on there? Something
well,
like
yeah, there are
Ambisol.
There are over-the-counter anesthetics like a xylocaine jelly, that sort of thing that might be useful. Maybe you could sort of freeze it with ice or something. I don't know.
Now, the xylocaine jelly would be funny because this guy goes into work and he's hey, Herb. And she got the den, handing him a dry erase board. Drool. Got it on with my girl. It drools coming down.
Hey, nipple. What?
Nipple off.
All right.
By the way, have you had kids?
No, I don't.
Because my wife used to be like this, and after
before
2 kids. Yes, and after 2 kids, man.
Oh,
things change.
Not even know.
Yeah.
No, I've been like this like my whole life. I don't know what to do about it.
Are you on hormones, on like birth control pills?
I'm on birth control, but it was like that before, though.
They were like before.
And how are it's interesting if we can connect this to your sexuality in any way. Like, are you multi-orgasmic?
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Drew, do you think if you took 100 women who are multi-orgasmic and good luck finding 100, by the way. I've never seen one, but let's say you found 100. You'd certainly have to go outside of this country to do that, according to my rough data I've accumulated over the years. But you get 100 that are multi-orgasmic, you get 100 that can't have an orgasm. Nipple sensation. No different?
I don't think there's a correlation there. Nor do I think Amber's multi. I think she's a sequential.
Drew here's
sequential.
Yeah. I didn't know you had subcategories. Really?
Yeah. There's women that can have multiple, meaning like 50 in a row with like 10-second intervals in between, and there's women that can have 2 or 3 with a few minutes in between, and that's I think more Amber's.
And Drew knows it like an Indian in a movie knows when there's trouble. You know what I mean? Like, by the way, has there ever been an Indian that's been wrong? It's like
no.
What's going on? What's happening, Running Bear? No go. No, he's spooked. Turns out it was nothing. There's nothing.
Maybe running. Wait, no. Thunder Bear would like to speak to Amber.
Nah, forget about Thunder Bear. Too tired. Where was she? Two. Yeah. All right, Amber. So are you? Is it multi? I mean, do the orgasms come one after the other,
or is it just one and then another and another?
Actually, it's like one after the other, depending on how excited I am. You know, there's no any kind of inhibitions or anything.
No, wait a minute. Wait.
It was like water.
So how many will you have in a row?
If we say, for example, we have sex for about 10 minutes, I'd say I'd probably have about 3 or 4.
Yeah,
there's nothing holding back.
The Indian may be wrong. All right.
And by the way, muchos kudos for actually trying to find a solution. She wants, like, it's not enough that she's having these multiple orgasms. She actually wants to help her boyfriend play with her nipples harder. And that's you know what?
Yeah.
It's a rare thing in a woman. Good for you.
Yeah, I would say
you're a giver.
I would say some xylocaine. What about that?
That's
over
about
the
all
counter.
I come up with.
Well,
yeah.
what do they have? What can you buy over the counter?
There's xylocaine jellies, that kind of thing.
You can?
Yeah.
What do they use them for?
Gum soreness and things
so
like that.
Is that what that Ambisol stuff
yeah,
has in it?
basically, yeah.
So it would numb. It's topical and it would numb whatever it sits on?
A little bit, yeah. It might work.
Let try it out. Jim?
You just did the equivalent to duct tape and baling wire for a guy working on a car. Nice job. Nice job, Drew.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can do with that, unfortunately.
Hold on. We got another drug call here, but let's see. Boyfriend gave her 2-year-old nephew a bath. Weird. That's good. This guy's been on hold for 75 minutes.
All right.
Let's talk to him. Get rid of him. Uh-oh. What the hell name is that?
Itai?
Hello?
Itai? How do you say your name?
Itai.
Oh, all right. Well, there you go. You're 13?
Yeah. Oh my! It's so nice to talk to you. I love you guys so much.
Thanks, Itai.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you. Where'd you get your name? What kind of name is that?
I was actually from Israel.
Ah,
Israel.
Good. Oh, 13. So you're now officially a man.
Yeah.
And he can use the phone. Good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Here's the thing.
Hold on, Itai.
The whole thing with the bar mitzvah, blacks are a man at 13. Jews got about another 8 years. Nothing better than seeing the bar mitzvah picture with the guy with the braces and the huge Jufro and the bad glasses, the 110 pounds of elbow and knee, just as spindly and awkward as you could be. You're now a man. Really?
Get on that.
And it's funny, the Jews are a funny culture because you ain't a man at 45 if your mom's still alive. You know what I mean? Like, when does that mom go, here's the keys to the vet, the booze cabinet, you know where that is? Hey, look, we're going out of town for the weekend. You want to bring some ladies, do your own thing. And by the way, hey, if you want to do homework or not, do your own thing. You're now a man. Does that ever happen?
No.
No, other cult, like, see, in you know what? That's the whole thing. Blacks and Mexicans, they don't even need that you're a man now thing. It's just, you're born, you got a penis, you're a man. Get out. Get busy. Go knock someone up, go to work. Yeah? The Jews, ironically, feel like they need to have one because otherwise no one would ever catch on. Like,
why do I feel like I need to lay out a disclaimer for even being on the show right now?
No, it's a beautiful thing. I just think it's funny that the Jews have that right in that passage into manhood that way. Yeah? Right.
It was a warrior culture at one time.
And that's when we were only living to 40.
That's right.
At 13, that's when we lived to 40 again.
Yeah,
we're back to,
right.
we should be dead at 40.
But then that was a little bit of inbreeding since those days. 8,000 years ago.
Now who's going to get in trouble with
I'm
the
just
Jews?
saying. I'm just saying.
All right. Itai?
Yeah, okay, well,
Sorry,
I
buddy.
read both your books, Cracked and The Survival Guide to Life and Love.
Oh, you read Drew's book.
Yeah, unlike my friends, like Adam, never read my book.
I get the gist.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, so like I walk home from school one day and it was a half day, and then I go to my dad's house because my parents are divorced and my dad's remarried to some bitch, and then
Cut right to it. Good job, man. He's a man now. He didn't mince words.
I can say that. I can say that. I'm a man. Yeah. And so I walk upstairs because my dad. I don't think my dad's home, so I walk upstairs, and then my dad and some other guy walks out of my dad's room and they're not wearing any shoes or socks, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And then they just act really embarrassed, and he's like, oh, this is my friend, and then so they go downstairs and they start drinking coffee or something. Then I just go to my room.
All right,
now
wait a minute. You saw your dad and another man leave your dad's room with no shoes on.
Or socks.
Embarrassed.
Which does creep you out just a hair more.
But he recently
Creeped me out.
He
then I got home and then I put on some CDs and I started thinking about it. I was like, whoa, what the hell were they doing? And then so I haven't talked to my dad about it. I haven't said anything. My dad hasn't talked to me about it. And I don't know what to do.
Do you know the guy?
No.
He just appeared. This guy, whoever he was.
Is there some Jewish ritual, the barefoot thing I don't know about?
No.
All right, just checking. I'm not,
Yeah. He hid the matzah in the other guy's.
I don't think so. I don't think it was. No.
I don't think it was playing hide the matzah.
No.
All right. All right. So look,
I think one of the
cares, or what's
he's a
going
little
on?
clear for it to be. No.
Obviously, something was going on because it popped the kid instantly.
Here's my question. What's the new wife like? That will give us some information about your dad.
Okay, well, she's really controlling. She's nothing like my mom. Mom's really easygoing and stuff, and then she's totally controlling. I think she totally owns the marriage and stuff, and she's just whatever she says goes, no questions asked.
Describe us more about it. What's she look like? Yeah.
Blonde. So she's blonde, really not too long. Kind of overweight.
Jewish or Goyim?
What?
Goyim or Jew?
Jew. Oh,
Okay.
she converted actually.
Goyim. I love that. Well, started out, yeah. All right.
Nails?
And long nails?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, do you have any reason?
She in the real estate business?
Wow.
Any what?
And, forget it. Do you have
It's like
any,
Drew CSI. He's building a profile.
Do you have any reason to suspect that your dad may be gay?
No, not really.
All right.
It doesn't send off alarms for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and why?
But what came up for you, man? Was it just being 13, or look, I believe in this. Human instinct is pretty. At one point, was really highly tuned, and I don't think we've lost all of it.
Right, you're right.
So what came up for you, man? I mean, again, it comes in. What did you think when it happened? Is it just weird, or did your mind just start playing tricks later on? When it happened, did you instantly think something was weird, or did your mind you start thinking about it?
Both.
All
Okay.
right.
Like it was weird, and then I was walked to my room and I was like, whoa, what was that? And then I just kept thinking were they having sex? Were they jacking off? Were they watching porn or something?
Sure.
all
Yeah.
this shit.
All right. Did you just drop the
S-bomb.
S-bomb? All right.
Yeah, well,
listen,
every time
this could be bogus.
Every time
by
man
the
takes
way.
his shoes off, that means that they're jacking off.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So it's-
Yeah, all
or watching
Japanese are
porn
gay.
or sleeping with each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Nothing about it. It doesn't.
I
No.
just like to go to Japan and straighten everything out. Look, no, shoes staying on. This is called a fork. No, I'm not eating on the floor with everyone in their
House,
stinky bare
paper?
feet.
No.
Yeah, unless I'm going to need a little more between me and the guy's room than that sheet of rice paper because
Right.
I make noise when I beat off a lot. And you're going to need a protective barrier a lot more because I will. My scene will eat right
Dissolve
through
it.
that
Of course.
rice paper.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
The rice paper's not going to stand up.
No, there has been rice paper built that can hold me. You know, some guys announce that about prisons. I announce about beating off in rice paper. I stick with it. Let me just, I don't know why, remind me of a joke making fun. I'm already in trouble with the Jews and the Mexicans and the blacks and everything. Who cares? But I was hosting that Comedy Central bar mitzvah bash thing.
Good job, by the way. I remember I was here right before you went and did that. You were working on material. Good job. I saw that. Nice
Oh,
job.
thanks. So polite, so supportive, Christopher is. And well, yeah, it's not my normal thing to go out and do stand up.
And people don't understand how hard that really is. If you're not normally a stand up, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
It's one of these things that if you do it once a year, you may as well just not ever do it.
Exactly.
Really, it's sort of like going to the plate once a year and then going back singing the dugout for the rest. It's like, yeah, I don't think we can do anything. But anyway, there was one joke in there that I just thought was funny. I don't tell too many jokes, but I think Snoop Dogg was doing the show, and it was a big bar mitzvah thing. And I'd mentioned that the Snoop Dogg's going to be on the show tonight, and the black man doesn't have the bar mitzvah per se, but he has his own ceremonial passage into manhood. It's called being tried as an adult. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of groans.
Oh.
It's a good time,
Wow.
though.
Nice.
Yeah. Edgy.
You're on the edge, man.
I'm
On
the
steroids.
edge.
On steroids.
Yeah, it's like your dad's sitcom, but on steroids. Yeah. Christopher Titus is in studio tonight. We'll take ourselves a little break, and we'll be right back after this.
1-800-LOVE-1.
Priest telling you have cancer. It takes a little of the sting out of it. Yeah.
I'm so envious.
2, 1, go.
Hi, I'm Gerald McRaney, and I got a vest with a lot of pockets in it, so I'm authorized to talk about war.
Huh?
If you got a vest with a lot of pockets in it, you can talk about almost anything, and everyone will listen.
Hunting or wars.
Whatever. Yes. More pockets on the, you can just, zebra run 43 miles an hour. Human man can only top fastest man. You could wax on about BS. It's the same thing if you put a tape measure on your belt. You walk into any building, no one will stop you.
That's right.
Guy could come in your front door 4 a.m. as long as he had a tape measure on his belt, walk right past you. Christopher Titus is in studio tonight. That's how he got in. He put a tape measure on.
I saw that.
That's how I came in, man.
He has himself a little charity, and it is a worthy cause, and all the money, 97% is going to the people that need it, namely the homeless, runaway.
All except for $6,000.
Well, we had to pay for the theater, but that's all. If you want to check it out, www.alextheater.org or go to charityontheedge.com. And we just said, Bill Maher is going to be doing what he's doing is what he's going to do for his HBO special. He's working on it, and he's been doing that. And Joe Rogan's going to be there from Fear Factor and News Radio, who's hilarious. I'll be emceeing, and Alonzo Bowden, who won Last Comic Standing, will be there. Did you know they actually canceled the show before they announced the winner?
Oh, really?
The last episode.
Oh, my God.
NBC pulled the show.
I always wonder how that works out financially. Like we'd have someone in here from, what was that show with Bo Derek where it was filmed in
remember
Maui?
that? Yes.
Like Wind on Water or something.
They
Or maybe
spent
that was
$4
another
million
one.
an episode.
Yeah.
Each episode was like shooting a medium budget film.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
In like Maui or something. She, soaring helicopter shots and everything, volcanoes going off. They get like 10 of them in the can. They air the first 3, and then they pull the plug. It's like, oh, what are you doing with the other? This is 3 million. Put them on. What are you doing? No, just gonna sit on a shelf. It's crazy, the economics.
Yeah, I
of
don't
it.
understand that at all.
All right.
Hey, you know what? Thank God for it, because I sold 3 TV shows this year. The first one, Wrote it, got paid for it, still getting paid for it. They put it's on the shelf. Second one I'm waiting for May, which is Special Unit. Have I told you a Special Unit? You got to hear this.
No.
I wrote this for Showtime. It's a 1.5 hour comedy. Basically, it's a guy like Vic Mackey, this really badass cop.
Like The Shield.
Yeah, kind of like that, who's pissed off everybody. He's made the mayor mad and his captain mad and I aim. Actually, the opening scene, he punches a guy from...
big African-American guy?
No, who screams a lot? No,
Yeah,
I actually
no.
tried to avoid it.
Oh.
He's a small Jewish guy who collects Hummels. And then so in the opening scene, he punches one of the IA guys in the throat, goes back. And we find out that due to the Fairness and Disabilities Act, that the LA Police Department started this thing called the Handy-Capable Cadets. And after 3 years, none of them got put on the force, although their test scores were higher than some of the guys that did.
Is this true?
So somebody sued, and basically I am assigned 4 handicapped undercover detectives that I got to train. It's called Special Unit.
Wow. Oh, special.
Nice.
Yeah.
Special ed unit.
Huh?
I like
Special
that.
Unit on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and it's funny, man. I wrote the script, and they like it, so I'll hear it in May.
When might it come on the air?
If they go in May, September, hopefully. It's pretty wild, you know. And
What's the third one?
Huh?
There's
the
two.
third one is for FX. And I'm still it's called The Second Cousin. It's about a guy who actually believes it starts out in a mental hospital. A guy believes he's the second cousin of Christ, and he goes out in the world, tries to make things better. And you find out as the series progresses that he was actually a corporate lawyer for the cigarette companies, and the drug companies, and he just went insane.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to make it better.
Sure, you want to pitch Pedophile Island to Christopher? Or AIDS
Isle of Child.
Isle of Child, nice.
No, it's Pedophile.
Oh, that's right, pedophile. That's right.
Yeah. It's the year 2015.
Vastly, everything's changed.
New York maximum security prison. We've taken our pedophiles and we put them all on an island because we can't execute them, but they keep repeat offenders. We don't know what to do, and they're all on an island. A plane full of Cub Scouts coming home from a jamboree in Barbados crashes into the island, and you do the math. But awesome action film, and the ultimate action. I mean, the ultimate
film. Why waste it on a
series?
Series. That's a 5-year series.
Yeah,
right there.
because most of these movies, like if the bad guy catches you, he's going to kill you. This worse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You wish you're dead.
Do the Cub Scouts band together and become an elite fighting force?
They use their skills. Like the one guy has a merit badge and fire starting, and the other guy has a merit badge and throwing knives.
But they strangely form a government.
Yeah.
And the government gets a little off base.
No, that's not what happens.
No, that's Lord of the Flies.
True,
we want to call this Lord of the Guys.
Read the one sheet before you start talking out of
Yeah, you guys got to work on
this.
this before you take it into the pitch, because Gail Bourbon left Fox, so you guys are. I think we should take this in.
We're gonna hammer out some of the beats and then we'll bring it in there. We'll take ourselves a quick break. Christopher Titus here tonight, and we'll be right back after this. It's Rudolph. It's basically Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Get the effed up kid and pack him up with whatever meager goods they have and send him toward the United States to kill Gallagher. They don't even know who he is.
1, go.
All right. Well, that's it. I want to thank Christopher Titus for coming in tonight, and tell everyone to go to www. Is it Alex Theater?
Yeah, alextheater.org or charityontheedge.com, and then check it out, man. Bill Maher's it's going to be a great show. And by the way, no
April
live
17th.
auction or nothing. You're just going to see a good comedy show, and your money's going to charity.
All right. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
And then I go to my dad's house because my parents are divorced, and my dad's remarried to some bitch.
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.